Okay, welcome to the Game Related Podcast. I'm Jamie.
Dan.
Reese.
Josh.
This is the first video podcast of it's two of one.
You can see us.
Or one of two. We've got a few things to talk about for once. And it's a little bit prepared, not too much prepared.
It's not prepared.
It's not prepared.
No.
So
You're in for a treat.
so we're going to be talking a little bit about eSports.
Woo!
Like
eSports.
the competitive sort of side of it. So Reese has some news with eSports and...
So pretty much what it was is, as I said to you guys earlier, I see a picture on the internet pretty much of saying this is what esports has become. And obviously if you guys have been to things like concerts and stuff like that, you've got big arena halls, it's the fact that things like...
We'll link the picture.
Yeah, conventions and stuff like that and competitions are now becoming that big. And my thing was kind of, do people class esports as an actual sport now? That's the thing, because obviously even though it's called esports, people instantly think of a sport being football and stuff like that, but would you class video gaming as a sport?
Go on, Josh.
Okay, I'll take it away. No.
Really? Why?
Right, it hurts to say it, but I still think there's too much of a stigma around it. Like, over the years, console gaming has become more and more mainstream to the part where everyone does it now, even if it's just fucking mobile games. But I think to get to an esports level, there needs to be some, there are competitions and money is now getting to a point where it's a lot of money.
It's quite a lot, enough for very few people to make a career out of.
Yeah. But I think something big would have to happen to sort of kick it in to the more mainstream.
More and more is happening with esports. I don't know too much about the Dota or the LoL community and stuff like that.
But you hear about it.
You do hear about it everywhere. The StarCraft and everything, you hear about it. I know more about the fighting game side of it. I know that a lot of players get sponsored now by esports companies. I don't know who's just sponsored Infiltration, who's the 2013 EVO World Champion, so the best Street Fighter player that year. He's some Korean dude, obviously. He's very recently, in the last few months, been sponsored by an esports company, and he's earning a lot more than when he was sponsored by Mad Catz and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's becoming that they are picking people out of the crowd.
Yeah,
who have made their name, you know.
But even if you exclude things like sponsorships, look at, obviously you've had that documentary come up called Free to Play, which is about the I think it's 2012's Dota 2 Internationals. That's now become renowned as the biggest competition prize money bucket, in the sense that I think the team won $1 million.
Holy
wow.
So
wow.
Right, so guys, Dota, yeah? we all jumping on
We're
Dota.
all jumping on Dota, yeah? Dota team, game related.
That's enough.
Back us up.
So that's pretty much what it is the fact that a game like that, which is obviously Dota come along first, now it's League, it's even without sponsorships.
MLG.
As I say, things like MLG and stuff like
MLG
that.
used to be, I've not heard much about it recently, but that used to be
They are now more focused on running events rather than sponsoring players. They have, MLG Anaheim.
Yeah, that's just...
It's a big StarCraft, League of Legends, King of Fighters. I think they did King of Fighters last year.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. They're not on the Street Fighter circuit yet because Capcom, I don't think, won anything to do with them.
No.
There's an awkward history. I read something where they sort of fucked each other or something.
Yeah.
Capcom didn't call back.
Pretty much.
But yeah, no, it's a really interesting subject because it is becoming to the point now where I think that it can be considered a sport with the integration of electronics and social media and gaming in today's society as now a culture. It's just as big as the movie culture, I think.
Yeah, you could.
The industry, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to games, you've got your Dota and that lot, and to my understanding, Dota is basically just that one map type thing, and it's basically a football pitch type idea where the two teams are basically just in that one map. It's not you've got to learn the layout of, say, all the Call of Duty maps to basically have...
It's similar level to League of Legends, isn't it? Where I think, because I've seen a few videos on Dota, but I've never really looked too much into it. But I know with
we're completely talking about something we have no freaking idea
Well,
about.
game related.
Yeah. Well, because with leagues, it's you take your path, don't you? You've got the top, middle, and bottom, and you go and you have to obviously just keep pushing to the enemy's side. Yeah. And I believe Dota's on the same level. Have you ever played?
I've played it.
Are going to explode at this point.
I've played a little bit of Dota, but it's on a similar level. Yeah, okay. But I think going along more the kind of aspects of, because it's just come into my head with it being a sport.
I would never.
In a sense, I wouldn't, but along the cash side, I would, because you think a lot of people that typically always comes up is the fact that football players and stuff like that get paid far too much. So do technically game related, like not game related in a sense of us.
Not us. Not us. We don't get paid anything. We're sponsored by JOB.
Feel free to send some money.
But in the sense of money though, you got to think. Taking for example, the last thing that I just watched, which was COD Championships. 5 people that pretty much sit on their asses shooting each other on a game that gets slated on a regular basis, and they all won 200 grand each.
So
that's enough for a very long time. That's pretty good money.
Are you then saying that sport is determined by how much you get paid?
No, I think it's determined by popularity, and I think very soon you'll be having much larger viewing numbers.
What was it that just joined the Olympics? It joined the Winter Olympics or something the other year that had never been involved. Something went in just because it became more popular.
Yeah, it's the popularity.
BMXing went into it.
It
became more popular. Yeah.
But there's still a sense of athleticism.
Yeah, it's not an athletic sport.
Yeah, you have strong thumbs.
Like, this is the thing. I don't think it is basically at the level of a sport. But then again, do we really want to be known as a sport? I don't really think this is gaming as a sport.
This is another thing I take back to the fighting game sort of side of it. It's just that there's always been a sort of confusion where a lot of big companies would try and sponsor the littler players, but tournaments themselves, like, they're all independently run. They're not run by a company usually. No. They're run by one guy who's been doing it for like 10 years, and it builds up the popularity.
Pretty much.
When they start getting sponsored by eSports, they start throwing their rules in and stuff like that. A lot of the fighting game community want it to stay like bare bones, like you can pretty much say what you want, do what you want. The rules are set, but you know it's a pretty harsh environment, and it's pretty rough. I think that they still haven't touched upon what I think esports can do for the fighting game community.
Because then if it goes down an actual sport route, then you're going to end up getting set teams. And at the moment, it could be any person, not necessarily say a nobody, but just anybody can just come along to one of those tournaments who's better than everybody else, even the sponsor players, even the well-known ones, just come in and just fuck everyone's shit up, go on with prize money. But you're not going to see it on football, the Premier League, like just some random guy comes in off the street and goes, by the way, I'm a good footballer. Let me play for you. All right, then sweet. And then just goes and wins.
The thing is, esports is like that. Fighting games, you can be a nobody. Take recently, I can't remember his name. He's a Tekken player.
You saying the online guy?
The online guy. He's got an ass level online as well. Like, he just plays with his friends, but he's really good. And he went to final round and he beat everyone apart from the best person. You know, he beat everyone.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Easily.
Taking an example of that, if you're saying teams never appear in COD Championships, you got to think, would you guys sponsor a team or support a team? Granted, how funny the name was, so that's why I did, called Lightning Pandas.
Pandas.
Josh would do it.
See, this is the thing. At COD Championships, there was a team of UK or Europe guys called Lightning Pandas. And you got to think, taken from a Call of Duty person, you got things like Optic,
we have to get them on the podcast.
Envy, and stuff like that. Is the fact that they're all big teams. And then this team come out of nowhere and did really well at COD XP and COD Championships. In a sense,
there's some sort of rule in most esports run events where a team out of nowhere, it's not that they can't win, but they can't enter without sponsorship. Like a big name.
Completely changed now. As I say, as of recent, they've just implemented a rule which is in the new season now of MLG. You can't have more than 2 teams, because a lot of teams, I'll take for example, there's a team called Curse. I think at one point they had like 4 teams going, because they were like, as long as Curse win, we're fine.
Stacking the deck in their favour.
So, yeah, pretty much. So it's the fact that now in the sense of teams, taking your thing of a team randomly coming out of nowhere, now they can't, because you've got to have, I think it's up to 2 teams now. But as I say, leading more back to the point, personally, I wouldn't class it as a sport, because sport is renowned for being, in a sense, active. And as I said, you can't. You having strong thumbs isn't.
What about Connect Sports?
Oh, maybe.
True.
And
Fighting challenge on the Xbox
no.
One.
But then there's also that
Jesus
extra bit as
Christ.
no one could just walk into Wimbledon. There's a lot you got to work your way up. So you need to be a consistent winner. I could just go into a tournament. I could go to a Tekken tournament. I'm okay at the game. I'm not great. I'm not professional in any way, but I could still go there and just completely have luck of the draw and just mess everything up and then go home with the prize money. But I've not really earned that place as world champion.
Yeah, but gaming's always been more accepting of people than
outside of esports.
Yeah.
Esports has always been quite a, like, if you look at the amount of people that have become famous in gaming outside, like, let's just say, the only thing I know about is fighting gaming. But outside of fighting gaming, the most well-known players aren't sponsored. No. You know, they are just people who go to tournaments, have been going to tournaments since they were like 10 years old, and just carrying on going. They build up a name.
It's freaking hard to get sponsored in like the market because everyone now
that's
wants
because
a piece.
people are lazy because they don't go for sponsors. They don't go for their own sponsorships. They don't go, look, I'm a really good player, you should sponsor me. They go, well, I'll just wait till someone sponsors me.
Yeah, or you happen to have entered this tournament, or you must have been good.
And we lose our first side.
The wife beater lost.
But either way, shall we take it then as an overall thing? What do people think? Is esport so we're going to say no?
I think not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't even have to do yes.
Game related confirmed.
You heard it here first.
Okay, what's the next point?
Let's go to the next subject.
VR, and where would you like to see it going? Where would you like to see the virtual reality, like Oculus?
So yeah,
Rift?
everyone's seen Star Trek, yeah? Holodeck.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what
much.
I want.
Yeah. So I think straight away, just off of recent games, I'd love to see a Titanfall VR. Straight away.
Yeah. I would love to see that.
That would mess with your mind.
It would mess up. It would mess up the calibration of you in real life.
Yes.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
You
I
would
don't think you'd never
see a
leave.
wall.
You'd never leave.
You'd see a wall when you jump on it.
But I don't know how. But you know they should get some controllers that go onto your arms so that when you get in the Titan, just to get that feeling of just that punch, that punch.
Wasn't that the Superboy thing off the SNES?
Oh yeah.
Right. What version of VR are we talking about though? Because there are so many that have just
I
been
think like in the
The
future,
next one,
because
it's the DK2 that they're on at the moment, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift. So, but are you talking about the Oculus Rift or the one that has the hand attachments, or the ones with the
Farmville
leg
in real
attachments?
life.
Or the one with the
Goat
freaking
Simulator.
treadmill?
Yeah, I
you
think.
could actually be poked on Facebook.
Yeah, get poked on
Jesus
Facebook.
Christ.
I think if we go along,
Like a sort of feedback thing?
Yeah.
Just randomly
It's like the sex online with the bras and the pants with the sensors. You know you've seen them as well.
Right, okay, for this then, what we'll do is we'll cover VR as a sense of just the Oculus headset, then we'll go into extensions.
Okay,
and
cool.
add-on
Where you
bits.
sit there with the controller and just
Yeah,
have, and it's all about the movement. Yeah.
Right.
First-
I just want to come out with, first of all, right, I grew up with my parents always being like, don't sit too close to the TV and whatnot. So I've got that in the back of my mind,
Glued
and
to
now
your
it's
face.
literally like there. Like,
in your head.
Is that really good for you? Like,
I'm sure that health and safety has been taken into consideration.
Really?
No. Remember, the TVs that you used to use way back when, they're different to these TVs. I think they were a lot more damaging because I think it was more about the light.
It was
wasn't
the
it?
radiation.
It was the lighting. and,
Crank on the side.
yeah.
The hamster running it on the inside might come out and attack you.
But no, I think actually I take back that Titanfall thing just because I'm quite in at the moment to scary games. I'd love to see properly of what's the scary game everyone's been playing
On the PS4.
No. Yeah, Outlast actually that'd be good.
That
but
was okay. Yeah, he did.
no,
just say-
definitely.
no, Outlast. No, it's
the one of
Slender.
Yes.
Slender.
Slender Man.
It's been done, but not properly. I'd want a proper immersive into it because I think it's just obviously watching it on a screen. A lot of people do get frightened of it straight away.
I'd break it.
But I think
I'd
yeah,
get so scared.
just in your
you
your
can't
face.
get away from that. Yeah, 'cause
Have you guys seen some of the videos, like what people have actually been doing with it though?
Not properly.
I saw like there was a Red Dragon one.
There-
Where it was like a mist
There
when
was
he was
one
close.
I saw where it was literally like it basically at the start it says like put your hands on the table in front of you, and it literally just plays like a video, but
Yes, I have
obviously
seen
it's
this.
all around you as you're moving your head. You're
We will
seeing
link
around
it.
this
We
room.
will link it.
And it's got things like, ain't it like one part of it's like a T-Rex?
Yeah, you would shit yourself because the ending was like some sort of like wasp type thing, like flying around you,
stripy little wankers,
like and just being like bam.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. It's like a reaction test to see how far you can last into it, and I think I probably wouldn't even last 10 seconds because I'm sure at the start there's a spider that goes across your face. I'd be like, no, sorry, yeah, someone else take this off me now. You better.
I think the problem with VR is it sounds awesome and being surrounded and hearing like full surround sound, being able to look around this room. But at the moment, you're still controlling it with a control pad.
At the moment.
Which leads on to our next point, though.
Yeah, and like...
So where would you like to see it go?
The problem is, as soon as you get any further into it, it can become very creepy very fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you so know there's going to be porn.
There's a porn
for everything.
I bet at this point in time,
there's porn for the Oculus Rift. Some programmer was like, "Yeah, I want to try that shit."
The only thing that's quickly going through my head is, I remember when the Wii came out, and then all of us, like, straight away, everything is always, put that wrist strap on, people breaking TVs. They're now putting something onto your face so you can't see it around you, and they're asking you to swing your arms around aimlessly. Yeah. People are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Including yourself, you'll punch a wall.
I'm worried a bit more about the social side of things, because gamers... quote unquote,
us.
Back in not us. Like, but the what's it called? Like the stereotypical gamer isn't a social, like that.
But then even in a sense of that though, we've already started dragging ourselves away from reality in the sense of PlayStation's Second Life.
Oh no, that's a whole nother level of.
But then if you think
that work? Did that work?
It didn't work, but in a sense, imagine someone's eventually going to put that with VR.
Oculus Rift.
You got to think, you can then walk up to. So imagine this house. Instead of you actually going out, you could put your VR on and go outside.
You mean I could virtually in real life tell someone to fuck off?
In a sense,
sweet. I'm fully endorsing.
And do you know what that just reminded me of? That Bruce Willis film where you had the clones that couldn't go out. Couldn't go outside. Yes, so that's what it's going to be like. Is it's an offensive? It's going to be VR, and you will meet people, a bit like Minecraft, except for you can actually talk properly.
Minecraft in Oculus Rift. I'm sad it's not coming about.
We live in a seriously fucked up world.
Yeah.
If we give this to the people, can we trust people with it? Like that's
terrorist simulation, real life. The kickback on an RPG.
We got to think though is that there's a place up north that is a paintball arena.
Up north.
Somewhere up north. Somewhere.
Somewhere in this sort of region, near Winterfell.
It was the fact that they doubled as a army training centre for people that are kind of leading up to army training. So it's the fact that in a sense VR could also be used as
an army training centre.
Yeah, and a training but instead of actually walking around, because obviously some people aren't fit for the army straight away, they could just be in a room with a load of VR
and
suits.
And it could be like tactical training.
Yeah, I was going to say in a sense it would be instead of being shot by a paintball, it'd be shot virtually.
It was laser tag.
Yeah, but you can see it. Yeah, but I'm saying that with the VR,
glorified laser tag.
Yeah.
How long before it's linked up to say a robot or cyborg and used
to control?
Yeah, you control that.
Well, I mean, they're already using Xbox 360 controllers to control drones.
Yeah, bomb disposal units and drones.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's because it's the most ergonomic.
As I say, that may show you that Xbox is better than PlayStation.
We touched on this last.
Moving on.
So personally, right, what we'll do then is we'll say one game, one game, and then we'll go on to the next topic. One game we'd all wish would be put into VR or become a VR game in the future. Joan?
Halo 5.
Joan?
Come back.
Josh?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! The new Fallout game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would.
It's not been announced. It may not exist.
Personally,
freaking will.
Do it, Bethesda. Do
Get
it.
off your ass.
Personally, linking Scary and linking Shoot 'em Ups, the new Evolve game that's coming out.
Oh, Evolve!
My God.
Mentioned for last time.
Evolve just had a geek session then.
Audio went mental. We all just went Evolve.
I'm just gonna sit here and think about that for a while.
He's just got to clean himself up.
Wait, I just want to say as well, it really does appeal to that sort of scare.
Yeah,
kind of does, doesn't it?
Imagine Aliens Isolation.
I was actually just about to say that as my game.
I could see it.
My game is going to be Isolation. That would be. That would be great.
I think all of these games are doable. That's the thing. These games are all
Like, imagine just turning around and seeing the alien behind you.
Yeah,
Just
that would
like,
be the thing.
Nah, I'd lose my shit. Imagine
you run away into your console.
Imagine if like my housemate came up behind me and I saw the alien. Punch.
Oh, I can actually imagine that. That's the thing. I think
You couldn't live with anyone if you owned one of these.
I'd have to
You
live
just
in
kill
an
them.
asylum.
Or you could fuck with whoever's like
so
in
that would
it.
be the case. It's
Put
eventually,
it on someone while they sleep.
Wake them up.
eventually a company's just going to release a chair with a harness just to hold you in place so you don't run away.
No, there could be a lot done with things like that. You know, they could obviously set up suits that have
They've already done
pressure
it.
points. So that, just think,
Yeah.
it's alien isolation. You look down and then there's like a throbbing sensation, and then in the game there's that.
That would
burst
be weird.
up. See what I mean?
That would be
I tell
really
you what,
cool.
if you have a bad.
That's like the most extreme. You know how like people on Halloween like make you like put your hand into like spaghetti and say it's like guts and stuff.
Was
It's
that like
the
a dodgy
most
relative
freaking-
for you, Josh? first paedophile joke.
Hey! No, but you know what I'm on about, and like grape, like peeled grapes being
yeah,
eyeballs and
yeah.
stuff like that, and hot dog.
Yeah, like is the win.
Uh,
Old rabbit.
Yeah.
You made me stroke it until it was sick.
Sucking at your
Next subject. Next subject.
Next
Okay,
subject.
That's
Yeah.
the clue
Next
there.
subject. Next subject. Okay, so it's gaming the death of cheats.
I miss cheats.
I miss. Do you remember those old cheat books, like thick ass
Yes.
cheat books?
And
that
you'd
you
only
would-
buy it for one game.
yeah. Buy it for
Everything
Grand
else
Theft
would be
Auto.
wasted.
You'd buy it for Vice City.
Yeah, I remember R2, L1, R2, left, down, right, up, left, down,
I
right, up,
was-
and
for
then
the ammo
down,
cheat.
down, left,
Yeah.
ammo. Oh, mate.
You have- you have
no,
a-
it was So it was yeah.
What's-
R2, L2,
I used to
R2,
know
and then
all the
spin it
Spider-Man
round,
2 on the PS1.
and then you just
Yeah.
mix it up with square
like, all
and
the different
triangle.
suits.
No, but you know what I missed? It wasn't even the books. It's when originally people would go and buy pre-owned games, and you'd go and buy a pre-owned game, open it up, and there's a little bit of paper
Yeah.
with someone's
At the back.
cheats.
Right, I recently worked in a game shop, and you'd see that in old PS2 games. You'd see that in every fucking Grand
But
Theft
they
Auto
had
game
a
that people
section
trade in.
at
Yeah,
the
and
back
the
of the
notes.
manual.
For
The
notes.
notes
Yeah.
section.
They might as well just call it cheats page.
What was the earliest cheat you remember? We'll start with Josh, and then we'll go around.
That's a difficult
Okay,
one.
moving
Yeah,
on.
We'll skip
we'll
from
come
Josh.
back.
Josh has gone blank.
Okay, I'll kick it off.
Yeah, go on.
The earliest cheat I remember is the rare candy cheat from Pokemon Red and Blue. You know where
yeah.
you would you talk to the guy in Viridian City, the guy who like had
yeah.
his coffee break, and
Oh,
then you
mine- yeah.
fly to Cinnabar Island, and
Yes.
you'd go up and down the right coast, and whatever was
The
the
single.
certain
Fifth or sixth.
Yeah,
the
like,
fifth
the
or sixth
single
item
was,
would
like-
go to like 99.
Yeah.
And then you'd get you'd meet a rare a glitch Pokemon called Missingo or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Missingo.
And it was
And it
like
was literally a glitch.
it looked like a ram. It looked like a
Yeah.
ram stick.
Yeah. It was just a couple of pixels.
Yeah, and it was
completely shredded.
that was the earliest one I remember doing.
I'm gonna say two because my earliest one is probably a game that no one will ever think of. It was either the Commodore 64 or the Amiga. That's
past
how
me.
old. Yeah,
Way
it
past
was
me.
called CJ Elephant Antics, and I loved the game. Go on YouTube, watch it. It's amazing.
We will link it.
And,
We'll link it.
and you just typed in, "I have a lovely bunch of coconuts," and that was your cheat for
Diddly-dee-dee.
unlimited.
I
yeah,
nearly
that
spit
was
this
it.
beer out everywhere.
I have a lovely bunch of coconuts. I tell you what, that's it, unlimited lives. But then there's my second one that people might actually know, Alien Trilogy. I have pink acid boots on, but there was no vowels in the in the alphabet that you could spell out, so you had to use like one as I and stuff like that.
Alright,
I have pink acid boots on, and there was a few. Oh, and Duke Nukem just God mode.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
yeah,
God mode.
I remember the
Got the Capcom cheat.
Capcom cheat. What's that?
Capcom.
Wait, was it Capcom?
I thought it was
Oh, I don't know,
SNES.
Capcom is a
I thought it
company.
was,
not
I
a
thought it was
game.
the Nintendo. That
The
was
Konami code? Is that what you're
That's
thinking
one.
of?
That's
Yeah, they had
Konami code.
the Konami code. I think
I feel
most
ashamed as a gamer. I just want to point out right now. I feel ashamed.
I think the latest game I remember that being in the Konami code is Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, didn't they chuck it in there? Just
They chucked it in, and you can unlock the Revengeance mode,
straight away.
Yeah.
Just
Straight
jump in like suicide mode.
Completely unprepared, you would get fucked up. If anyone wants to send a video of someone doing a bare bones playthrough on Revengeance mode and perfecting it, I'd fucking promote the shit out of that. That would be a
We'll give you C.
Two out of 10 fans.
Yeah.
2 out of 1 fan.
I think with me,
This guy.
I think the 2 cheat codes I remember was straight away the San Andreas ammo cheat where you could get all the guns.
Yeah.
Because that was just the simplest one, and I think everyone memorised that off the top of their
I
head.
did for free.
But the other one, just because of recently seeing it in Wreck-It Ralph, funny enough, was the Nintendo cheat, which worked on like near enough every SNES game, and it was something like up, down, left, right, A, B, and it would just unlock a random cheat in all the SNES games.
That's in Scott Pilgrim as well. They
Scott
have that, so you
Pilgrim
can get the heart sword.
Yeah, and in Wreck-It Ralph, it's the one when King Candy gets into the main database of the game that he's in, and it's the doorway. I think that's quite
awesome
similar.
film, by the way. Can
It's
we
awesome
just point
film.
out?
It was a good
Yeah,
film.
Wreck-It
We
Ralph,
cracked up
amazing.
so much.
So, like-
watching that.
So like that brings us on to like the next bit. Is like with a lot of the games nowadays, like the cheats actually unlock stuff you can already unlock. Moving on to that, it's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, for example. You would spend money instead of doing a cheat. You'd spend real life money.
No. Before we touch on this subject, because that's a whole nother bag of bones, right?
You knew where I was going with this.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with this. Also, what I loved was the generation before this generation, like mine and your generation, slightly your generation,
Slightly
probably
mine. I'm
before
Just
yours.
out of mine. Yeah,
just
go.
before you
Just out of
the
mine.
baby race.
Was so you had the cheat input, but then you also had instead.
Cartridges. Is that what
No,
you're
no, I
talking
wasn't.
about?
I was.
Oh, cartridges.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
But,
cheat discs, and
discs.
stuff. Yeah.
No, but like the actual completing a game to get you to replay that game, they didn't freaking chuck out DLC. They just gave you cheats.
They gave you
Like
like
I
core little
remember
game mods.
once again, Spider-Man 2. I just
Yeah.
obliterated this game.
What
You
was
had the symbiote suit where you had
Strudel
all
one
the,
as well.
all the web you could
Yeah.
swing.
There was a
You had,
Strudel
like,
one where you could
Scarlet.
have like you had like loads of web and stuff.
Well,
I think.
and also
Yeah, that was Symbiote. Symbiote was
Oh, okay.
Ultimate Web.
I don't
You had
remember.
like Scarlet, which was like I can't
You had a different.
remember.
No, you played as Scarlet
Metal
Spidey.
Gear,
Yeah,
you
you
had
got
the
different-
bandana.
Yeah, bandanas, all of that. That got you to replay it, and that
In all the
shit
Resident
worked.
Evils, Evils,
Like-
you start it again. If you complete it in one go, you get like I can't even remember what.
And
I've
if you
never
complete
done
it in 5 hours,
in certain
you've
bits,
got,
yeah,
like, a
you had like
Magnum.
infinite rocket launcher, infinite this,
That was
this.
Resi 4 as well. You got there, Resi.
Yeah,
Yeah, Resi
no,
5
but
had it as well, as
one,
well.
I think it
in
did.
1,
Yeah.
2, and I'm not sure 100% on 1, but definitely 2 and 3. Yeah, when you completed it, you started again. You had infinite, just for funsies. You just go
Yeah.
through and
Yeah.
just infinite rocket launcher. Just
It's
blow
remember
shit
that
up.
guy that like completely kicks your ass. Well, now you have an infinite rocket
Hand it
launcher.
to him.
Enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so what I've been finding is that a lot of like the microtransactions do the job that old cheats used to do. You know, like where you can unlock stuff early. Like I think in Assassin's Creed
Yes.
Black Flag is the one I'm going to talk about at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's the only one I can think of. Where it has a lot of the stuff you have to get these like special blueprints
Yeah.
or something like at like the end of game to make the best fucking ship.
Yeah.
The pimpest ride ever. You can just
And if
buy,
you get
can just buy the
everything,
plans.
you get like the
hydraulics, neons, and everything.
Yeah,
Like
you
that.
can get neons.
That,
Yeah.
That's not so much a cheat thing. That's a
Tinted
skip
windows.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that's what it's become.
Do you
now.
love our game? Well, don't play it to get this.
Yeah,
Give
it's-
us money.
It's like don't care about the story in a
Yeah,
sense.
Battlefield did this as well. Where it was
unlocking
literally
classes.
All
like
the
just
weapons
give us
done.
a $5, we'll give you a weapon.
I'm not gonna lie, I did it because I wasn't very good at shooting games, and I wanted a weapon that was like one of the last ones you unlock. I was like, do you know, I've got Microsoft
Do you
points,
know-
I'll fucking do it.
To even go
Old
even
school Microsoft
But you're
points.
encouraging it.
Yeah.
Don't encourage it.
But no,
I don't give a
even
fuck.
simpler than that though. Even more simpler on things that help you finish games and you have to pay for it. Angry Birds. A game as simple
Fuck
as Angry
that
Birds.
game.
No,
Fuck that
that's
game.
literally what it is though. Is the fact
It
that you
updated,
That's
and
where
I
it
lost
started,
all of my
though.
3 stars on every
yeah,
level.
you got to think if
I lost it all. I have never played a mobile game.
But that's
I've
the thing,
never
though.
played a mobile
If
game
you go,
since.
if you go back to when microtransactions first started off, as Dan just said,
Microtransactions.
It was
microtransactions.
all those sort of app games.
Microtransactions.
It's
correction.
mobile games. Mobile
It
games
was
started off.
mobile app
It was
games.
Little Empire.
Yeah, things
loads.
you got to think things like Zynga is the main thing for it.
Zynga.
They're linked with Facebook.
Candy Crush.
Candy
Yeah,
Crush.
Candy
No,
Crush.
right. Candy
We're not
Crush
going to
can
talk about
go
Candy
suck a
Crush on
big
this.
one.
We're not going to talk
Temple
about
Run.
But
it.
I'm saying that in a sense though, like Angry Birds, it was the fact that it made the game 10 times easier for you to complete, and then it kind of spanned out to consoles.
But
It was like-
doesn't that ruin the fun?
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
Of a
That's
game
the
like
thing.
that.
Totally.
Depends on
Like
what
a
you find
skill
as fun.
game which you can pay so you don't need skill.
But it goes down to the mindset of the gamer. Does the gamer just want to complete the game?
True.
Or does the gamer want to experience the difficulties of completing a game? Some people don't.
Games are so freaking easy compared to what they
But then you go down.
Yeah, totally. I played Mega Man 10 and I lost my shit. There's a video of me losing my shit playing Mega Man 10.
We will link that as well because it's hilarious. But even going down a different route though, you got to look at things like Call of Duty and League of Legends. You pay money to look different.
Yeah,
What's the point of that?
It's horse armor.
Well, you can.
The classic troll of the microtransaction world, the horse armor from one of the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah.
Like, what is the point in it?
Look. The thing is, on League of Legends, what I don't what is to skip this. Because you can unlock it.
Yeah.
You don't. The only option isn't just to buy it, but it just takes 10 fucking years to get the points.
Forza is despicable.
Fuck Forza.
To the point where they
Forza.
actually had to redo their entire how much money you get because they just immediately fucked you and was give us extra money.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2 points though.
Yeah.
2 points, which is more sort of siding on the
We're
other
sort of
side.
moving away from cheese.
No.
Right,
We'll get us back on track in a second.
All it really is one. I think it's to counter, which they also tried to do with obviously the release of the Xbox and not using pre-owned games. Pre-owned games, that market has blown up just to crazy proportions. So they're probably not making as much money, as well as it's obviously making them money. They're business, they're a company at the end of the day. They're trying to expand, so it's going to make them money,
billions.
and they're going to do what makes them money. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter that they're a gaming company or anything. They're obviously there to make money. So it's obviously working. People out there are still paying for it. So
I know, but
I know.
Doesn't that sort of show you the mentality of these AAA games?
It shows it, but it doesn't bother me. Because I'm just
Microtransactions.
not going to do it.
No,
I'll just play the game.
but-
Okay. We all played Mass Effect 3.
Yes.
That game,
Not enough.
we all didn't just play the game for points to then unlock the weapon packs and stuff like that.
No,
we spent real money.
Yeah.
FIFA 14 or whatever. Have you
God.
Have you played Ultimate Team?
Jesus Christ! People go ape shit.
Me
for that
and
stuff.
Josh worked in a game shop. Not going to name it. We worked in a game shop, and
Let's
remember
just say it rhymes with game.
I remember this one kid. We're going to call him Gary.
Yeah.
Came into the shop every day. He was very young. He was probably about 12, 13. And
Easy.
he would spend more money than we would earn in a week on Microsoft points just for FIFA.
Mummy and Daddy
13.
were rich.
Mummy and
That's
Daddy
basically what
probably
we got
didn't
from
know.
this.
They probably didn't
Like
know.
no, but it was.
He was saying he needed it for tuition.
because he used to come in with his dad on the weekends.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
fuck.
and we actually got to the point
Who's
where we
working
had to
weekends?
ask him. It was me and Nick who's going to obviously comment on this because he's been dropped again.
We'll bring Nick on a podcast.
Yeah, at some
bring him
point.
on.
If we can
Bring
fit
it
him on the camera.
But
screen.
we literally speaking to his father as we were putting this through, and we're like, you do realise your son's coming in
Yeah,
during
we had to warn him.
because
We had to
this
warn him.
kid was spending easy 100 quid.
When you have a £40 game and you spend £200 on
What?
Microsoft points,
Yeah, it's
not right.
I can be honest with that though. I was really like that when Ultimate Team first come out because it was the fact of can I be asked to play loads of games and earn coins very slowly,
or
should
they make it just enough, too much. They make it just too much.
Most modern example I can think of is not Hearthstone by Blizzard, right?
But then WoW games have always been like
fair
that.
to play, right?
Blizzard games have always been like
I
that.
agree with this. It is a free-to-play game,
Yeah.
right? You do
They
not
give you
pay
the option.
anything for the initial game.
I think it's
You
a
can
pretty good
play
game as well.
the entire thing. Yeah, no,
Pretty good game.
I played quite a bit of it, but that to me makes sense because the game is free. If you like the game, buy a couple of packs, support the game, right? Aces. I like the game, I'll buy a couple of packs. Forza, going back to Forza, is a £45 game? And then
That's spiked, yeah.
my
that
bad.
one is spiked.
Forza. I just hate Forza for this.
It's alright, you made daggers in the spikes.
Yeah, right.
You stabbed through
Your
any car.
your
but-
hatred would come through
But
in
the
the
thing
audio.
is, it's a £45 game, and then they're releasing cars that they obviously had. They obviously had ready.
What have I done? What have I
at
done,
the
Reese? What have I
release.
done? What have I done?
no, what
Sorry,
have I
carry
done?
on, carry on.
Yeah, that they obviously had at the release,
Noobs.
and they're just releasing them later on and charging you for it. Marvel vs. Capcom. the characters were on the disc and they just charged
Street
you
Fighter
to
Cross
unlock
Tekken.
them.
It
Street
happens.
Fighter Cross Tekken. Yeah, it happens.
No, but
it happens.
didn't used to happen. Why
Right,
are gamers
okay.
saying this is okay?
No, it
'Cause
happens.
we're supporting it by paying for it.
It happens for
Right.
compatibility reasons. I'm not totally defending Capcom because it was a fucking dick move.
I was about to walk over and just
said
slap
that.
you.
That was like a direct. I know people at Capcom. Stop.
Stop it.
Bad.
But
Capcom.
but I understand the point of it. I understand the point of it is to not have a hefty download for people. Car alarm going off in the background. I'm not sure if that'll pick up. Probably will.
Shows how area.
We have an ice cream truck. We're fine.
Oh, in that Lost Heroes
Yeah.
footage. If people want that, like the video.
Anyway,
Just
go,
dropping
'cause
that,
I have
dropping
points to make.
Okay, no, because we're gonna
Yeah, I know,
end after
good.
this.
No,
Yes.
no.
What was I saying? Fuck.
Sorry about
Capcom.
Capcom. You're slugging off Capcom.
Yeah,
Capcom.
fuck you, Capcom.
Bad
No, I love
Capcom.
Capcom. I do like everything Capcom do, basically. It was a compatibility issue because people didn't want hefty fucking downloads for games. Like they didn't want the casual player to have to download a like one point whatever gigabyte update. You know?
Yeah.
It's on the disc.
But no,
on the
this
disc,
ties
yeah.
into one
But
of
the
the points.
characters aren't balanced. Tekken did it right. Tekken had the characters on the disc. They knew that the characters weren't balanced, so then they released them over time,
As an update.
balanced.
Killer Instinct got it right.
Killer Instinct hasn't got it right.
No, right? The game may be... But what I'm saying is...
The game's great.
The game is
I
free.
just can't play it on an arcade stick, which pisses me off.
The game is free.
Fuck you, Xbox One.
Right.
Fuck you. Why can't I use my Xbox 360 arcade stick on your shitty console?
Because they want you to pay another
Well, good
£170
news.
for a new one.
I'm buying a
Suit
mod
you.
off
Suit you.
FocusAttack.com.
Look at
Oh
those
yeah.
daggers.
I don't care. This
Alright,
is great.
dude, no.
FocusAttack.com is selling a mod where I can play my Xbox 360 arcade stick.
Anyway, go. Off
Right,
point.
back
Off
to
point.
Oh my
Right.
god, that rage. That was like me playing the Impossible game.
The game is free, so the bare bones of it is free.
Yeah,
And if you
I love that. I love that. I
Yeah,
think it's great.
and if you like the characters, buy the characters. This is the thing. It's
Brilliant.
like it's investing. If you've got a good
But-
product, people will buy into it. If you have a shit project, I'm
No one will
trying
buy
to
it.
think of a couple like freaking
Shit projects.
Yeah, go
Fucking
for it.
everything. Dark Sector. That is an old fucking game.
First one that came to my mind was Alpha Protocol. No
Oh,
one probably
yeah,
knows of that.
Syndicate.
Jeez.
Yeah, no one remembered it.
No.
Oh god.
Alright, okay, we're gonna have to move off this thing. We've been on this for way too long. But yeah, the business model of Killer Instinct is pretty good.
Yeah, like
The
if you're
release
gonna,
model.
If you're going to release a full price game, give us everything. If you're going to release a free to play game where we can buy your decent
It's
product
pretty
that we
fucking cheap as
enjoy,
well. Like the full game, like UK.
20
is-
quid in it.
No, the full game is like
15.
15 quid.
It's just all the extras.
And then it's
like
every-
skins. that
Every
35
character and all of the
is
skins
something.
you unlock anyway. You can unlock through KI points, and which you would unlock over
No,
time
but
anyway.
see, with that point is with some of the microtransactions. It's like when I used to play WoW and I just transferred a character. Right, it's £15. You know the reason I paid
Yeah,
£15.
that migration.
Stop.
That
You
migration.
know why I paid £15 to have that character transferred over? Because it was the top level at the time. Time versus money. I'd rather pay £15, have it there, than spend however long it takes to get it to that level.
Yeah, it's a
fresh.
skip it. Yeah,
So
it's a skip it.
so to a certain degree, that's why people
It's understandable
do
if you've
And
planned
you can
it.
now
versus
pack-
money.
what is it like? This.
Well, I'm not going to have a conversation about
but
WoW.
no, even like
No.
the special edition of WoW, like just jumps characters straight to 80 or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
the last
literally,
Fucking hell.
just new
90,
character
90.
takes you to endgame.
No, like
What's
10
the-
levels off.
wait, sorry,
Just
like,
because
what's the
otherwise...
fucking
It's not
point
even
of that?
10 levels off anymore. I swear it's meant to be
I thought it took you
endgame.
to 90 and the update will be 100.
Okay, look, we're on the wild thing.
But,
We got one last segment. The controllers. The start button is gone.
End
Yeah,
of
It's
the
gone.
start button.
And
Rest in peace.
how controllers have changed
I miss
over
it.
time. How controllers have changed over time, like meaning, you know, they
And
are
how
they
they
more
haven't since...
are they more comfortable now?
Yeah.
You know, like we all thought that when the Xbox 360 came out that was just the best controller. The PS2 was the best controller of the time because the Xbox original, the Duke, the fucking brick. You dropped it on the floor, had to repair the floor.
Yeah.
That was like the PS2 was the best controller of that generation.
Definitely.
360 controller, best controller of that generation.
Yeah.
What would we say? Like, we'll go around. What would we say is the best controller of this? Not taking into account the Ouya, because that's just fucking
That looks like a boomerang.
It looks like a boomerang.
What the hell is that thing with like the It's got like circles.
Isn't it the
Oh, that's the new Steam.
Yeah, the
Steam
control.
control. That looks freaking weird. I've not had a hands-on with this thing.
We'll get to
but,
the Steam
like,
control. What do you think is the best of the current gen? So Xbox One, PS4. What do you think is the best controller?
Right.
And reasons.
Ooh.
Reasons. I would say Xbox, although it still like going from Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, it still feels a little weird. There's something.
Yeah.
It's either slightly.
It's a new change for
easier to
all
move
of
the
us.
Might be the
sticks.
weight.
There's,
I
yeah,
think the one
like,
controller
weight's
is an
different.
improvement.
If
Definitely
you
on
look at the
360.
controller, well, we'll put two images of the controller up now, but
Here.
it's a little bit.
Here.
We'll put one here.
There's
Xbox
one
One
down
is
there.
here.
I'll go get
360 is here, maybe somewhere like.
I love how
around
these
it.
guys are pretty much editing for me. It's like, please put this picture here and this picture here.
If you don't, you're fired.
I won't be here for the next podcast.
Just R.I.P. Reese, like a tombstone here. Yeah, like the Xbox One, I think 360 controller fit in your hand. Just so much better.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you touch it, you know.
something's changed. But
You know.
as for you were talking about the definite start button, is it really? Because although it's not called a start button, we still have.
It doesn't pause games.
Frickin-
It just it gives you options. It's like
You
shit.
never really
Yeah.
pause games online though.
Yeah.
You do if you're still solo player. It still pauses the game then.
I
But
suppose.
you got to remember, online,
I played
nothing
one
We've
Xbox
now
pauses
got
online.
the menu option, the Xbox Home option, which kicks you back to like the app.
The terrible
Yeah,
interface of
we-
Windows 8.
Apparently,
Oh my
that's
God.
getting an update though. That's
Hopefully.
meant to be, hopefully today.
Hopefully, by the time we finish this
Today,
podcast,
Go on.
I
Xbox.
like it fucking well.
The update just gets rid of it.
Yeah.
It's just
The update makes it more Windows 8 just for you, Josh.
I just want the Xbox 360 interface. Like that's
retro
The
version.
NXE, but remember the old Xbox 360 interface. We're getting off controllers now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the old Xbox 360 interface was the Blade system, and we
no,
knew
no,
that was
no,
awful.
no. The end of the
Oh,
line.
the NXE, the new
Yeah,
Xbox
yeah,
Experience. Yeah, that was pretty
That. But as for
Pretty good.
controllers,
The Avatar thing.
I'd have to say Xbox One because I'm an FPS. It's what I use in my FPS games. Like
Do
I
you
do
prefer
play
it for
other
FPS?
genres,
good. Do you
but
prefer it for FPSs?
yeah, I think
Really?
it
So-
suits FPSs.
So if
a
it was
lot
backwards
better.
compatible, so if you could use
an Xbox
to
on
play
a
Halo
PS4,
4, you could use the Xbox One control pad. Would you use it?
Or would you use the 360?
No,
Would
I
you
think,
use
I,
the
think if,
360?
I think if you had to.
I think if I had to,
No, you had
I'd-
to choose one or two.
What between Xbox 360 and Xbox One?
I personally don't think it matters because the thing about the Xbox
No,
One
I think
controller,
you
it's more
adapt per
responsive.
game.
It's more
Right, right,
responsive.
right.
I think.
But-
Okay, go.
No, I was just going to say that I think the Xbox One controller is more responsive than the 360 because of the games that it's used for now.
But what
so
does
really,
it have?
No.
It doesn't have the pressure.
No,
control.
I think it's a case of it's like playing the same game but with a different sensitivity. It's going to take you a while to
Yeah,
adapt.
I
Once
suppose-
I've adapted, I'll be fine
Yeah.
with
it's
the Xbox
sharper, I
One.
find, with actual
Uh,
their movement.
I
They're
do
bit
like on
more
the
free.
Xbox One. I do love the grip on the outside. I think that's really good because I am a player who doesn't just put my thumb over the whole stick.
Same,
I like
yeah.
move
Yeah,
it around.
yeah.
I move it around. If you're playing an FPS,
And-
you never press down.
And the fact
Why the
that
fuck
the
would you look
thumbsticks
down on
don't
the left
disintegrate
thumbstick?
after like
They seem pretty
2
sturdy.
weeks.
Like my one hasn't changed yet. I've only had my Xbox for a month.
That was a shot at PS4 controllers
Is it? What do you actually say though? Because I was in Jamie.
No, apparently there's been an issue with PS4 controllers.
I was going to
thumbsticks
mention it. Have you not
disintegrating.
seen the
Yeah.
pictures?
Yeah.
Insert a picture of just the
Yeah,
wear
well,
and tear on them.
Do it!
The wear,
This is my picture.
some of the pictures on the wear and tear. And I
Put it
mean,
over Josh's face.
how long have these consoles been out?
Not long.
No,
less than a year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
I'd say
6 months,
six,
or so.
7 months.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Look at the wear and
Yeah,
tear.
about that.
As in,
Christmas rush, they were just
Yeah.
in there.
I've not seen any wear and tear like it,
No.
even over like the course of like 10 years or whatever. Seriously, it just looks it's just
I've
disgraceful.
seen it,
bad.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think
It's
it's
disgraceful.
It's shabby. That's the thing.
Very
Like,
bad.
don't get like I may be an Xbox fanboy, but I can appreciate the PS4 and all its specs and whatnot. But to come out with a controller that basically the sticks
But I
disintegrate.
don't think they would have thought
They've
it would
honoured
have
it.
gone that
No,
far.
they.
yeah.
What I've heard is they've honoured it, and if you you've just got to pay for shipping, and you can send it back.
That's
They'll
not
send
a
you
lot.
another
No.
one.
The thing is,
I know, but
with the PS4 controller, like
Has anyone touched one?
Yes,
Yeah.
I worked
They're
in a game
very
shop.
grippy. Very grippy.
What's
So-
up with the rectangle?
There's
just
a
a
touchpad.
touchpad.
It's actually.
No, I
it
know,
works
but
pretty well.
You get to caress your controller.
It's basically a
Rub
touchpad
the
D-pad.
controller.
It's a
Stroke it.
touchpad D-pad.
And then
It's not-
Sony loves you afterwards.
Oh, fantastic.
But what I find with the PS4 controller is that it's just it's a brilliant controller, brilliantly designed. The analog sticks are greatly spaced apart. I would prefer it. Actually, I think you know how the PS3 controller.
you say it.
You know how the PS3 controller, the analog sticks were two together.
Yeah, and like people like me with the monkey thumbs just kind of bang together.
The monkey
It's
thumbs.
kind of like that's the thing though.
Reese the monkey thumbs Howard.
Yeah, no, that is literally what it is the case though. Just leading back to me with that kind of what controller I'd prefer. I think I'm kind of I'm on the fence. That's the thing because there are faults and there are good things about both controllers. That's the thing.
I think it depends what genre. Like,
Yeah.
I would rather have an Xbox controller playing FPSs and like that sort of thing. But when it comes to stuff like FIFA,
I
I'd
prefer
probably
the gap.
switch over
I don't
to.
know.
Xbox 360.
I'd still prefer an Xbox controller for FIFA, but for fighting games, I would definitely prefer
See, but-
a PS controller. But that
No,
might just be from
PS4,
what I
yeah.
grew up with.
Every fighting gamer I know who plays on PS3, every PS3 gamer I know really has just because the great thing about PS4 controller is backwards compatible and it works on PC. I think I'll need to check that, but last I heard, it works on PS3 and PC. Every fighting gamer I know who used the PS3 pad and a converter has just gone to PS4 pad because it's just the D-pad. I don't know how you improve on something brilliant, but they did.
Yeah.
I need Xbox to fucking take note of this.
That D-pad was solid.
Yeah,
wasn't
and the PS4 D-pad is just so much better than the PS3 D-pad and the PS2 D-pad. It's brilliant.
I think I've had a look at. Don't get me on this if it's wrong, but the last time I saw an Xbox One controller, the actual D-pad looked like a Beyblade dish because it kind of dips in.
But you got to
A
look at
little
where
bit,
the
yeah.
actual analogs are, because just think, right? So where the PlayStation controller is, you've got your D-pad straight there. So naturally, your thumb sits there more comfortably. So their games are going to be designed around using the D-pad as possibly a primary movement
Yeah.
controller. Whereas
No,
with the
I-
Xbox, the D-pad is just to select your weapon or your secondary weapon.
I'll just say it's the
an
way I hold it.
offhand.
Yeah, I was going to say,
one.
monkey thumbs. I kind of jump
Yeah.
down. I can drop down easier than I can drop
come
up.
on, yeah, but for me, it's and maybe for some other people who had an N64. If you knew how to
that
use,
controller.
if you could use an N64 controller comfortably,
You
and
can use
with-
anything.
Yeah, because I actually used to switch between the two
Just
during
like-
gameplay. Like actually,
That
change.
audio spike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but whoever even touched the D-pad on
Okay,
the 64?
but here's a question for you.
Made
Alright,
sure.
here's a question,
Right,
Josh.
like, shall we end it on this question?
Nope, because
No?
we got a little bit after this.
Okay, cool.
I could just say it, just fucking do
Okay.
it.
What do you think the next step in controllers will be?
Invisible.
Not what we.
The
really-
human controller.
Not what we.
You think we're gonna
Connect will
going
forefront
back full circle
further
to VR?
development.
The human controller, definitely.
Let's hope they don't do a Wii U and put a fucking screen in it again.
But do you really want to be
Tablet's
doing
good, as long as the
FPS
tablet's not a
and,
Fisher
not
Price
necessarily FPS, but certain games
like
between
stuff like that. Imagine playing Skyrim.
No one ever holds a gun up to their
walking-
fucking eyeball.
walking like that, right? Imagine walking that in real life.
You'd
Fucking
have
do it.
Oh.
Fast
Die.
travel. You got to select in your head. Just tap your left ear.
Tap your brain.
Tap your left ear.
No,
Fast
but,
travel.
Like modern day wise,
You
do
hear
you
me,
think
Oculus
anything new could be done to controllers? And don't give me all this.
Yeah, totally. I think
because we lost
when it came
the
out-
white and the black from the
of
Duke
the pre.
to the.
See, Nintendo's always been a
LBRB.
2.5 generation or a 3.5. Like, it's always come out at the end of a life cycle of a current gen. Sort of.
Yeah.
I think the Wii U, like the Wii U Pro Pad, if you've ever used it, it's a peripheral of the Wii U
Nintendo.
pad. You plug the Wiimote into it, and it's like a control pad. It's the best pad I've ever used in my whole life. It's
That's
both
a
analog-
big statement. There.
I know, right? It's got a segmented D-pad, which is great. It handles Smash so well. Both the analog sticks are up there. The triggers are here. Good triggers. They're not like the best quality triggers ever. And the buttons are here. Buttons are here. D-pad's there.
Simplism. I
It's
think
just
that's what's
such
going
a
to happen.
great design.
Is we're going to get to a certain point, and then someone's just going to, do you know what? We're just going to have like a joystick and one button, and just going to go down to simplistic.
It's
Well,
gonna
go
be
back-
dive kick.
Go back
Dive
40 years ago. That's two buttons.
buttons. Oh shit.
Go back
Just
40 years ago,
Yeah.
and that Running Man on the arcade.
Well, in a sense, we are going backwards if you think about it, because we've gone from controllers to nothing. in a sense. We have gone backwards because
they're a
we're
connect
losing
phones.
buttons in a sense.
It's like phones. They were so big and people wanted to get them smaller.
No, they're massive.
And now
we
people
want them
want them bigger. It's crazy.
What's it like the freaking Galaxy Note, which is like
Galaxy Note Mega.
Yeah.
what, mega? I haven't
That's like as
seen.
big as
I
the
haven't
tablet you're holding
seen
now.
Mega.
This is an iPad. It's just a tiny bit
No, that's
smaller.
an iPad Mini.
This is an iPad Mini. Sorry, it's just a little bit smaller.
We're not actually this huge.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit about a tournament we've got coming up. We're not going to talk about the games or anything. That's all undecided.
We're just mentioning it.
Yeah, we got
dropping it in.
we got a tournament coming up called Ultimate Gamer. And we got a couple of trophies to show you. This is for the winner. It's going to be an annual tournament. This is for the winner.
It's actually
Look at
quite a nice trophy.
Let me hold it. Let me
yeah,
hold it.
No, well, I'll pass it down. I'll pass it down.
Oh, I really want it.
You
I really
guys
want
aren't
it.
going to hold this again after I win.
Oh,
Shots fired. But yeah, we also
That's
have,
where the final match is on Frogger.
In about 10 years.
Yeah, a couple of medals. We got. I do not know if the video quality can deal with this.
No, I'll bring up pictures.
But yeah,
it's pretty
we'll,
cool.
we'll have
It's
pictures.
even engraved. Says Ultimate Gamer. Jamie underneath.
Yeah, and I think after this tourney happens, we're going to have the Ultimate Gamer either wearing his medal during the
don't touch that,
podcasts.
Just leave the medal in it.
We're gonna make a helmet so that they can attach it to the top of it.
Just something.
this is the
huge.
first place one, so this is gold, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
That's yours. Okay, you can have it when I take the trophy. I feel bad for you.
Okay,
otherwise.
cool.
Just you get all of them.
You can have the third place trophy. And
But
the
yeah,
last
we
one.
kind of touched on the tournament. Like we said, we're not going to discuss games. If you've got any ideas
Silver
for
one here.
games,
Logo designed by this guy. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Photoshop King.
just interrupt there, Jay. That's fine.
Fuck it.
But if you've got any ideas for decent games you
Bronze
want to see us play,
Me.
me, me.
I felt that.
Yeah, I'm
a little
gonna
bit.
Sure,
win.
Smash Bros and Mario Kart are.
We're not gonna decide
No,
any
no,
games
we're
yet.
not saying anything
No
now.
games. No
They're
games.
they're
no,
highly
yeah.
rated by us, but we're not sure.
Yeah.
If you've got any ideas, send in. Just comment on our YouTube channel.
If we
That
see,
one guy, that one fan.
Yeah,
if we see distinct
we like
games
you
mentioned,
guys.
Sup, Jack?
if we see distinct games mentioned in the comments, then we might just go, do you know what? That won't picked by any of us. Just do it. That's it. As long as the game isn't like
Wild
Battlefield
cards.
4.
Battlefield 4, fuck that game. Okay, yeah, so we'll close it out now. You can follow us youtube.com/GameRelatedYT. We'll have the link at the bottom of the
YT.
screen. YT, YouTube.
YT.
Yeah.
Because some arsehole owns Game Related.
Oh, no. I mean,
Some.
fuck it, yeah, some dickhead took the name. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Jamie is free. You can follow Dan on Twitter at Dan Chaundy. You can follow Reese on Twitter at EQ_Kryptonite. No, Krypton.
These links will be on the screen.
Yeah, they'll be
because
on the
probably
screen.
Spelt
Don't
so
listen to
stupidly.
him.
You can
He
follow-
don't know what he's talking
You can
about.
follow Josh by I don't know.
Messaging one of us.
Sending him a carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Technologically retarded.
You got to go to his house. You got to call his number. It's
Don't even-
111.
You have to send a carrier raven to his
Alright.
cave.
That was
He's
pretty
situated
fun.
somewhere on this map.
Alright, guys. So that's it.
Well, it's going to be released every Saturday. We're gonna.
Is that our unofficial
Yeah,
name
like
now?
fuck you guys. It's on video now. Every Saturday, it's being released.
Okay.
Yeah. So catch you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.